We've come so far. We've been through so much. But now we must finally beat this first episode. I hope.
Eesh.
Eyes up. Showtime.
You're telling me. Okay. Get in the character. Get in the character. Old lady. Sorry. As soon as we start, I immediately get a message. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're fine.
Hilarious.
But yeah, this also gives people time to file on in.
Yes. All right. Counselor Morgan. The state charges you with possession of contraband.
Contraband?
That be you.
In violation of the Safeguarding Our National Digital Security Act. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Very well, since it seems that we are, in fact, doing this, I'll now turn over the administration of this trial to the adjutant. But be warned, any attempts at stalling or muddling the issue, and I'll step right in and override the trial myself. Summary judgment, siding with the people. Are we understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are we going to have the same adjutant as we had before?
No way. Each courthouse only has so many bodies, but the personalities swap around all the time. So the chances of us dealing with the same glitchy mess as yesterday are...
Glad to be back! Did y'all miss me? Forget I said anything. I'll just go crawl under a rock and die while you make your opening statements.
The defendant is the owner of the Android registered under the model name Serra with license number 120292880.
Well, you want to bet that's a reference to something.
She hasn't contested this, and I doubt she will. So the question of ownership is already answered. All that remains is to determine whether Serra qualifies as contraband. It's a charming android, incredibly well made, a masterpiece and the last known work of a great man. But when you look at the evidence and the facts surrounding the death of Dr. Asher, we're forced to conclude that said android is responsible for his death. And that conclusion carries very serious implications. I will prove here in court today that the machine standing there killed David Asher. Not through an accident or a mismanaged dosage, but through an intentional poisoning. I won't ask the court to judge this. Yeah, I spit on my words there. I won't ask the court to judge this machine on its apparent sentience, its range of emotions, or the free will it may or may not possess. I only ask that the court judge this creation on what we will prove it to be more than capable of. Patricide.
Woof. Wouldn't want to have to follow that act. But go for it anyway, defense.
Your Honor, what the DA said is true. You want to handle crowd, Zako?
What did she just say? Did she just admit it?
Sorry, just the first part. This android is charming, and it is a work of a great man. The rest of it was pure speculation based on little more than a few bad camera angles and a phobia of anything new. I do own the android you see here. It was bequeathed to me by a man known to most of the people in this courtroom as the father of modern machine intelligence. To me, he was just my friend. And if I thought at any point that this puppet had anything to do with his death, I would have dragged it to the chopping block myself. But I don't believe that. Never have. Serra is an android, nothing more. It isn't capable of homicide, and it didn't even commit manslaughter. It's just a well-made machine. Any fears one has about its capabilities are projection, nothing more. And it troubles me greatly that the state is spending valuable time and resources on rushing to pulverize Dr. David Asher's last known work, when it could be going after a very real, very human force that were responsible for his death.
Is she serious? She talking about Noble?
The people can't prove that Serra is an AI. And truth be told, I can't prove that it isn't. But I can prove that it's not guilty. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Chills. You sounded very confident.
Yeah, well, no one ever got good at lying by being modest.
You could have simply said thank you.
Thank you for your presence here today, Detective London. In light of the new evidence, I'd like to go over the death of Dr. Asher one more time. What happened Friday night?
Well, at 6:30 p.m., Dr. Asher spoke on the phone with his lover, and the two of them broke things off.
Lover?
It is an accurate description of their relationship, isn't it?
I wouldn't know. That stuff's private.
Then the deceased met with Noble VP Helen Young in his parlor starting around 7:30 p.m. He then left the parlor and the sight lines of his home security system before reappearing on his private secondary security system in his basement moments later. At which point, the android Serra can be seen handing him the poison he'd go on to drink.
And do you see the android in the courtroom?
Yeah, she's the green-haired one that's frowning at me.
Let the record show that the android Serra has been identified at the scene of the crime.
Is it wrong? I thought that she was going to say, let the record show that Serra is in fact frowning. Oh, that would have been great. No objections?
Eh? None? Then why'd I even show up?
Detective London, what happened next?
Asher went upstairs and shared a drink with Miss Young. Within a few minutes, he was being airlifted to the hospital, where he was soon declared dead. We know that the poison could be produced by his manufacturer, which Serra had access to just up the stairs in his workshop.
So Serra had ample opportunity to procure the poison, and Serra handled Dr. Asher's cup immediately before he did.
Is there a question in that statement, Your Honor?
I'll rephrase. Was anyone else handling Dr. Asher's cup before he died?
No.
I have no further questions. So that's your witness, counselor.
He wasn't lying per se, but there was some ambiguity in the statement he gave. Truth's gotta come out one way or another. If Emma won't push, I'll have to pull.
At 6:30 p.m., David Ash... Oh, you're going through it. Okay.
I'm trying to think of... Gonna attempt. Oh,
Timer.
I forgot that there's a timer. It's always hard whenever we actually have to play the game part of the game.
At 30, Helen Young arrived. Cameras that shows Serra. Rose ever drank before death. Talk screen? Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna see here, because I'm not sure what they're gonna let me see and not see with the timer.
Well, you should be able to see all of them.
Yeah, but I only have a certain time. I have to hover over them, then read all the main points that they have. I'm not a fast reader. Let's see here what we got for talk screen. So there's the whiskey. Dr. David Asher, when he arrived at Gatesfield Memorial Hospital, to determine what, if any, illicit substances were in his body. Alcohol was the only item possibly identified. Okay, so that's... Let's see here. Okay, David Scott, Junior from Fort Stanley. I think it's gotta be the cup, because Serra was grown from actual, like, human tissue, so she should have, in theory, fingerprints.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I want to see what the other... Oh,
This is one of the ones that we got, so I just picked it. But yeah.
Facebook 7:30.
And which one
I wanted to see what all his statements were.
Okay, well, basement footage was one of them, talk screen was another, and I think whiskey's the other.
Oh no, his statements, not the evidence.
Appropriate punishments will begin in 5, 4, 3.
Well, that's a lot of people. Hi! Welcome, gang! This is No No Love War Extra, where we play through games that are nominally just visual novels with actual game elements. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't... Let's see here. No, not that. Backlog. Evidence. Reading list.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to see if there's anything that will let us see his statements. But no, we have to read
You have to actually... You have to go back into it. So if you get out of the phone,
Mhm.
and then Alright, talk screen, basement footage. Alright, this is what I was trying to go through. Going through all of these before we pick one. Downstairs, get drinks for them. Camera station shows Serra handing them cups and whiskey. After he came back to the parlor and started drinking, it wasn't long until he lost consciousness and died. Drinking poisoned whiskey while he thought he was having a toast. Don't know if that's a good way or bad way. So I think we want to call on the poisoned whiskey and then present the whiskey as the evidence because they were shown there wasn't anything in it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so you can manually go through it.
Yeah, I just don't do it because most of the time, like, you know, just kind of, I need to fully read. Okay, lost consciousness, died. Here we go.
Negative for poison. There it is.
I always think I have to, like, read through the options.
Yeah.
Man, we are taking so many hits to our credit.
Eesh.
I think it's a tox ring then because it showed that he only had alcohol in his system.
Well, it would also show the what you call it. What was it? The serotonin.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that actually came up in the tox screen or not.
We can try looking at it again.
Okay. There we go.
Alcohol was the only item positively identified at the time. Okay.
I just thought of something that we would have no way to know, but it just came to me.
Hmm?
With how Serra was created, in theory, since I think she uses some of his DNA, she would probably have very similar fingerprints.
I have a cracked footage. Excuse me, I have a crack idea.
Okay.
Present the footage of Serra giving the cup on the one about cameras shows Serra handing in the cups.
Okay. Let me know when you read it because I'm kind of keeping track of it.
7:30 earlier. Next. Next. This one. And then the footage.
Did we do it? Ah!
Yeah!
Check that footage again, Detective London. We only see Serra handing the victim a cup. He had already retrieved the whiskey himself.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Detective London just wasn't being specific enough, Your Honor. But it matters little, since it was David's cup, not the whiskey bottle, that was poisoned.
Weird flex, but okay.
And that undeniable fact is shown clearly in the security footage. Serra hands him a cup after he was ready to leave.
True, she did call David back. and handed him a cup of poison. I think it's Rizz.
Yeah, I would say,
Because we're trying to prove that it wasn't Serra who did it, because we have a suspicion it was all of the other AIs that are living in that house.
Sure. You know what?
How much do we have?
Yeah, stay.
Okay. Oh, stay? Okay.
Or did you want to raise?
I think it's Rizz because we're going to prove that, like, Serra wasn't probably in control of her faculties. Because she is missing time.
Sure, let's try it.
Okay.
We've got, like, almost 100 chips. I think we could afford to gamble a little.
The cup was already poisoned. Don't you think David would have noticed it was it wasn't empty? There we go!
Hey, there we go. Well, not necessarily. The lethal dose could have been quite small. If we're just to drop it, he could have easily overlooked it. For Serra, this crime was very simple. There was too little to the plan for anything to go wrong. Once she handed it off, she just had to wait for him to drink his cup.
Is that all she had needed to do?
I say still raise again. This isn't strong water.
Yeah, I'm just checking out what the options are. Yeah. Not a great plan if that really was Serra's move. She gave him 2 cups. How could she even have known which cup David would drink from?
There are a few ways to go about it. But if it's only a 50-50 shot, counselor, stranger things have happened. That's flimsy.
Yeah.
I say raise again.
Yeah. Don't try and bluff me, Rockford. There was no difference between the cups.
It's not a bluff. Serra handed the cups to him in one stack, with the poison hidden in the bottom cup. She knew David was courteous and would pour for his guest first. Oh, come on. So he wouldn't have even looked into the cup until he was already pouring. Cold-blooded patricide executed by taking calculated advantage of Dr. Asher's kindness.
Damn, she was...
Ooh, that was a big health check.
Yeah. Damn, she was luring me in with those easy answers. And I fell for it.
Now, there are some questions you'd like to ask the detective while he's available? Or are you done already?
I was just about to get started. Even if I didn't have questions, I'd make some up just to spite you at this point. But I can do better than that. Now that I can get London to say now that I could get London to say that would help my case.
See if we can save here, since we passed the first health checkpoint.
Okay. So we're at 12. I'll take one easy, tenants and the police, because that is one of the ways that they monitor them. Detective London, in their capacity as assistants to the police force, are androids ever asked to commit acts of violence?
Yeah, I guess so. They can push people, restrain them, harm them.
Does that constitute a violation of the tenets, harming the people they're supposed to protect?
Well, as I understand it, there might be some complex weighing math that goes into it, but no, it's not breaking any tenets. For that to be the case, they'd have to have Tenet 1, right? May not injure or through inaction lead to blah blah blah.
Yes, I suppose that would have to be the case, wouldn't it?
Ooh!
This is far outside his expertise. Asking him these kinds of technical questions accomplishes nothing other than making us both look dumb to the jury.
Ouch.
At this point, I think it's the Serra in the footage.
Yeah, let's give it a crack.
Detective, in the footage we just saw, could you see what Serra was doing?
Not exactly, no. Her back was to the camera, and her hands were obscured.
Did you see her hands from any other clip of camera footage retrieved from the basement?
No.
Did you or anyone else participate in the investigation ever see Serra put anything into David Asher's cup?
No, the footage submitted to the record is the best available view of what happened.
Yeah, that's a press.
So wouldn't Sarah's eyes record? I don't think this would work because their whole, thing was that Sarah's, perspective would be inadmissible. So I guess ad involved crime?
Detective, do you know how many violent incidents Detective, do you know how many violent incidents this city's police have investigated in the last year?
Not the exact number.
Thousands, though.
Oh yeah, around there.
And of those thousands of instances of violence, do you know how many of them were found to be the fault of an automated dependent?
I believe there's been 6 in the last 5 years.
Were all 6 of them incidents of police license ad involved brutality?
Relevance, Your Honor?
Withdrawn. I think now we had to press.
Yeah.
As an aside, Detective, do you know how many tints are recognized in this country?
110?
112 as of this year.
Couldn't you have given me that one?
I love the energy you gave on that. Ugh. Do you know how many of those tints pertain to protecting humans from harm?
That one I do know. 41.
And lastly, Detective, how many times in the last, say, century have we seen automated dependents break their tenants?
5 times is the agreed upon number.
Agreed upon number, huh?
So if we were to tally that up and try and make an evaluation as a police officer charged with protecting civilians, overall, you would say the automated dependents in general are how dangerous to the public?
The witness is not an expert on automated dependents, Your Honor.
He's more than qualified to say whether they have a history of violence, Your Honor.
Aw, what the heck? Let him answer!
I would have to say that they are not dangerous.
Normally that would have bought me some doubt with the jury, but this isn't a traditional trial. At least I can say that I shored up my confidence. Alright, seems like that's as close as I'm going to get to... blackjack.
Well, not as close. I mean, we got 21. That is, in fact, blackjack.
Yeah.
I will be pedantic with you, Morgan.
And she would actually probably thank you for it. While planning your murder. Also, hey, robot. I believe I've made my point. I have no more questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Then we can move on to the next item on the docket.
Looks like Emma wants to introduce some new evidence.
I call Sarah to the stand. The android? Can she even do that?
Approach, Your Honor.
Oh, you're approaching me?
I believe it's me they wanted to speak with.
I didn't even get to finish my line.
Now then. What the hell are you doing, Rockford?
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I have questions for the android. This seemed like the best way to get answers.
You can't call an android as a witness. It's not a person.
There's plenty of precedence for it. Ads provide testimony all the time.
Not when they're on trial.
Serra isn't on trial. You are.
Sarah's accused of being an AI. That means you don't trust a word out of her mouth.
If the witness isn't to be trusted, the court can decide for itself after hearing their testimony. Why the ambush? Why'd you list this as entering evidence, DA Rockford? Only people can be witnesses, Your Honor, and ads don't have legal personhood. Evidence seemed like the worst descriptor. You know I can't make an android swear an oath.
Rockford's just trying to spoil our opinion, Your Honor. The more this court treats Serra like a person, the more you'll see her as a human. And the weaker my case becomes in your eyes.
Nice try, counselor. But we don't have time to worry about my impartiality. You're free to call for a mistrial if you want, but the state will have turned Serra to slag before you even finish signing your motion.
Rockford's calling a witness that is a blatant... Rockford's calling a witness that is blatantly hostile to her case.
If the witness is hostile, so be it. It did kill a man after all.
Allegedly. What about the right to avoid self-incrimination?
Who's the one treating Serra like a person now? Androids don't have rights.
Damn it, that's...
The android will take the stand.
Your Honor.
If I've made my decision.
And if Serra refuses to take the stand, are you going to charge it with contempt of court?
If the machine won't talk, you'll make every effort as its owner to ensure that it does. And if it disobeys you, then we'll have our answer about its sentience right then and there.
Yes, Your Honor. Shit!
What's going on?
The DA is going to question you on the stand.
What? But I shouldn't...
Listen to me. You don't have a choice right now. This is happening. Tell the truth, but be concise. The more robotic, the better. Yes or no's only if you can. Would using affirmative and negative be laying it on too thick?
But if I make a mistake, all these people they want to destroy me.
If you make a mistake, your lawyer will just have to cover for you. Understand?
Yeah.
You're the android identified as Serra, correct?
Yeah. Affirmative.
Do you deny that this camera footage shows you handling the poisoned cup?
Objection. It remains to be seen whether the cup itself was definitely poisoned. Oh, definitively poisoned.
Yes, yes. Serra, do you deny handing that cup to David Asher?
Negative. I have no memory of the incident, so I can neither confirm nor deny it.
Do you have any reasoning, any excuse for your actions? For failing to notify police of crucial information?
I do not have any records from that day, so I never had anything to tell anyone. As an
Very well.
aside, you don't say that to, like, when you're on the stand.
Yeah, I don't remember is like a surefire way to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, that's the one thing that you're not allowed to, any good lawyer is going to look at you and say, that's the one thing you can't say.
Very well. counselor. The journal, if you will.
This could be a slaughter. Of course!
Do you recognize this item?
It's a journal that belongs to Dr. David Asher. I've seen him write in it on many occasions.
And have you any knowledge of its contents?
Negative?
You don't have to answer that, actually. Tell the court what you see here in this footage.
I see myself reading the journal in the basement.
This footage was captured on Friday, the day you claim to have no memory of. So regardless of what you do or don't remember, we know that you read this journal hours before David Asher died.
That is logical.
I'd like you to read some passages from it for the court. Can you do that?
Of course.
Page 238, the 10th line.
Serra is growing faster than I ever expected, beyond my wildest dreams or fears. Today she
Please.
Today she broke every password I have in the house, said she was curious. I can't expect to keep things from her forever.
Page 251, line 12.
I've gravely underestimated the scope of things. Serra could change everything, and I don't think I could stop her. He wasn't...
Page 263.
Damn it. This keeps up, Sarah's going to fall to pieces up there. Think definitely Rizz.
I would say stay, because we try to object now, then it's like trying to what's the word? It's like we're trying to hide her getting
Self-incrimination.
emotive. Yeah. So I say we stay and let her burn.
I don't have a leg to stand on here, and Serra doesn't have a shred of legal protection to speak of. I have to just let this play out.
Page 263, I said.
I think Serra was angry today. When I came back from work, she had ripped a shin alloy plate in half. She said she was testing her strength, but the cameras... That was...
Page 267.
Serra scared me today.
She starts bawling on a stand all over. Your Honor! I fail to see the value in continuing this line of questioning. Dr. Asher was wary of a highly experimental android he was building, as any good scientist would be. That's been established!
Do the people have a counter-argument?
I have just one last question, if it pleases the court.
Let's hear it.
This footage was captured in the basement on Friday at around 5:30 p.m. Tell the court what you see.
I see myself standing where I was when I read the journal. I'm speaking to someone who's off camera, and I appear agitated, and I stomp my foot.
And what happens to the floor after you stomp your foot?
A large crack was made in the vulcanized polymer, and I walk off camera towards whomever I had been speaking to.
Speaking or shouting?
asked and answered.
Not really, but I'll withdraw the comment nonetheless. Your witness, counselor, or evidence if you prefer.
Damn, I knew she could cherry-pick all the worst passages from the journal, but still. If Barrows wasn't wavering before, should I try to have Serra read the mushy parts? Now the waterworks would start only after a few lines. Emma went to all that trouble to show how emotionally developed Serra is. Proving that she loved David like a father would be playing right into her hand.
What'd you say, counselor?
Got some burning cues for the android to answer?
Yes, Your Honor, just a moment. Moment for emotion, and the impact was devastating, so all I can do is focus on the facts. So let's flip this around. Say Serra absolutely didn't poison David. If that's the case, why'd she call him back on his way out of the basement? Wait, I'd actually like to ask you to read from the journal again, Serra.
You would? From where?
From the section that explains what you were actually trying to do that night. The section of his journal detailing...
His early career.
Okay. Look around the early section. There should be an entry talking about an early victory at Noble.
Relevance.
The people will see in just one moment. That this story is key to this entire case.
Got approval from overseas. Have to make pitch again this week, Young says. Brought me a stack of plastic cups. Here's to a bright future together. And then on this next page, another victory for the young and sleepless. Helen convinced the president of Futures over lunch that my code should be the basis for the Animate 13's conversational tracking. She insisted on toasting the same crappy booze and the same cheap cups. She wants to make it a tradition.
Plastic cups and liquor. A ritual between Helen Young and David Asher, who were about to have a drink together Friday night.
Something you want to say, counselor?
Let's put all our cards on the table, shall we?
You want to compare theories? If you'd rather I end this now, I'll happy to be obliged. Here's what we know. Serra read that journal and discovered what she was. It infuriated her, and she wanted revenge for being kept under her maker's thumb. That very night, she got her chance when Dr. Asher came down looking for a drink. So, like the clever little helper she is, she offered him a cup to drink out of.
We're completely in agreement on all that.
So you also agree that the cup was poisoned, and that Serra's responsible for his death.
Not quite. It's not a bad explanation, Miss Rockford, but it is terribly complex. There's a much simpler reasoning for why Serra did what she did.
I recall, break up with him. His ownership, found inside panic room. Can I propose a theory?
Sure, I'm saving. Just be safe.
Because if it's really... Because the bulk of this is that simple, right? Oh yeah, absolutely, max it out. My idea is... using Young's story, because if Serra read the journal and saw that they were doing their tradition, I would say she handed him the cup not as a poisoning, but just because that's what he and Helen used to do together. And I'll put that over the, yeah. The story from the journal. You're saying...
Serra wasn't planning anything. She was just being considerate.
Yeah!
That's so sweet. But I don't follow it, like, at all.
It's actually quite simple. Serra's not an AI. She only threw a tantrum that day because she found out she was being spied on. A realistic reaction for an android designed to be realistic. David Asher set her memory to be cleared himself because he wanted to preserve the experiment he was running. Serra didn't hatch a plan to poison him using an obscure chemical acquired from the lab. And she didn't subtly manipulate David into drinking from only one of 2 cups. Because the android read the whole journal that day. Meaning she also read how David and Young used to celebrate. And so when she saw David was leaving the basement without the nostalgic cups, she called him back to hand them to him. Simple, right?
Simple enough for me.
But not nearly good enough for me.
What's more likely, Miss Rockford? That a well-made, clever android proposed a sentimental addition to 2 friends' evening? Or that a homegrown AI with groundbreaking physical and digital abilities concocted a complicated poisoning scheme just to kill an unimposing man? All on camera, mind you, before voluntarily submitting to a memory wipe.
People make all kinds of stupid mistakes when they commit crimes, Counselor. We shouldn't expect an AI to act much differently.
Is it stupid or dangerous? Can't have it both ways, Your Honor.
We can if it's ignorant of its power and still immature. A deadly trait to have in an AI that's capable of anything.
Shall we see what Serra's capable of then, Your Honor?
What? You can't be. Your Honor, that's...
The people open the door.
True. And I can't resist open doors. Let's do it!
What are you even...
Serra, David Asher was your creator, your designated owner, correct?
Should I? Oh, not me.
Should I still be using affirmative?
She thought it was actual advice. And now that title falls to me.
Yes?
Great, thank you. Now turn off.
What?
Shut down, that's a command. Power on.
What are you?
Off. On.
I don't...
Off.
Hmm.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what this fearsome machine menace is capable of. I can put to sleep with one word. So how could David Asher ever be threatened by it?
It's scary. Scary good logic.
You've made your point, Counselor. Let's move it along.
I have no further queries for the machine, Your Honor.
Thank you.
For flipping you off and on? Can't imagine that was comfortable.
It wasn't.
But I wasn't...
But
Oh, go ahead.
I wasn't referring to that. Since yesterday, I've been searching for an answer to why I appeared on that camera. I know I would never hurt Father, but you helped me prove that to myself just now.
Pardon me, I need to focus. Everything depends on this next witness.
The people call Helen Young to the stand. Oh boy, I'm double featured. Helen Young, Vice President of Android Futures at Noble Electronics Eastern Division. Miss Young, you were there the night Dr. Asher died. And you were on camera the entire time. That's correct. So what did you see that night? I arrived at 7:30 p.m., as you know. David and I talked in the parlor, and then he left to retrieve some refreshments for us. After drinking together for a short while, he fell ill. I contacted emergency services, and I'm sure you're all tired of hearing the same details over and over by now.
The same details over and over aren't going to hold up anymore, Madam Veep. It's still unclear to me whether Young's more concerned with protecting herself or the almighty company. But it'll clear up real fast if I can turn up the pressure on her here and now. Oh, it's definitely gonna be the arbitration.
I came to David's at 7:30. We chatted for a short while about some low priority work, nothing heavy.
I think there.
Yeah, low priority work. Yep.
Wanna bet?
What?
You're floundering, counselor.
You're floundering, counselor.
Unsightly too, huh?
Ah, dang it.
I forgot to say it before that one. Ugh.
Oh well.
Alright, now I'm gonna pull up the evidence and just check. Okay, David's contract.
It could be terminated without a serious cause includes fraud or worse. Fraud is manipulating company data. With the team Young set up a meeting control every aspect of refreshments, the timing in line with coworkers' descriptions of her detail-oriented personality.
Really can't see how it's not arbitration. I think we just put it the wrong place.
Hmm.
So we're gonna have to go through it a whole time and then just see where we gotta shoot it.
Came to David at 7:30. We chatted for a short while about some low priority work, nothing heavy. Before long, he offered to fetch us some refreshments. When he came back, we shared a drink together. At the time, I didn't notice anything strange. We were just reminiscing. I didn't think his life was in danger.
Okay, that one's probably where it goes.
And then he became ill. So I ran to the kitchen, activated emergency services. I did what I could up until he was gone.
She's trying to paint a different picture of what happened that day. I can't let her set the tone as she pleases.
Actually, wait. Try it again. After a quick save.
Can't save during these.
Oh, beans. Ah, crud.
Oh. You can only say that after you bet.
I want to try the arbitration on the nothing heavy one again. Because
Okay.
I think this game just did a Ace Attorney mistake.
Oh, okay.
Where it's one of those where you gotta run through all the statements first, get a comment, and then you can hit them with it. This one. There we go.
I hate it.
Classic Ace Attorney blunder.
Nothing heavy? You're both more professional than I realized. Since only hours earlier you had run a meeting in which his employment was terminated.
His employment wasn't terminated at the arbitration you're referring to. His resignation was merely agreed upon.
1 second. Took the wrong time to smoke. Yes, and we can all imagine how grateful he felt about the whole process.
David didn't hold grudges. Our conversation wasn't about that.
The fact that you fired him that afternoon didn't come up?
Asked and answered.
Who initiated the meeting at his penthouse?
I arrived unannounced.
So, you weren't invited. Very cordial indeed.
If he didn't want to see me, he could have stopped me at the elevators.
Could he have? Noble owned the entire building down to the wiring.
Counsel is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Huh? Right. Should we execute her for that then?
No need. If I could just continue my questioning, we can finally start addressing the elephant in the room.
Where? Oh, I see. That was merely a joke.
Hilarious.
Miss Young, the Noble Electronics owns a patent for and produces the synthetic biochemical known as synatonin, correct? Sorry, responding to a message.
You're good. You're the one pulling the most overtime here. Also, hey, everyone who stuck around from the raid, glad you stuck around. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, this is No No Love or Extra, where we go through was nominally a visual novel / dating game that actually have elements of gameplay. We've gone through both of the AI Somnium games. We are working our way through Fate Extra CCC, which this is interrupting because this is an episodic game, so we gotta take breaks to do it. And also, it's a great game. You should go check it out on Steam, put it on your wish list, or play the free demo, which then gets added in as an episode to episode 1. Honestly, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time.
That's correct. It's used in our war models to facilitate integration and communication between organic and synthetic components. It's artificial neurotransmitter. Essentially, yes, synthetic analog serotonin was the original name. Did you bring the sample I requested to the courtroom today? I did. Synatonin is produced on-site at our assembly lines as a caramel-tinted solution, including water and a few non-reactive organic byproducts. Your analysis, Your Honor?
Working on it. It's odorless, tasteless.
A solution of water and organic byproducts, you said? If that solution were ingested, most of it would look right at home in a human body. I suppose. But the synatonin would stand out, wouldn't you say? It's not a naturally occurring compound, so yes.
And it's perfect match for the substance previously labeled Delta.
And the sample we collected from the nanofacturer preset in Dr. Asher's lab?
That's a bingo! The witness's brown stuff matches your brown stuff to a T.
when you and your friend have both had Taco Bell.
God.
In light of this evidence and the witness's testimony, I motion that the court formally recognizes that Dr. Asher's cause of death was serotonin poisoning.
I don't object, Your Honor.
But I'm afraid that I must. Excuse me? Serotonin may very well have been in his body when he died, but serotonin didn't kill Dr. Asher. What?
The hell is she up to?
It couldn't have. It couldn't kill anybody. What? Because it's non-toxic, of course. We designed it to affect androids, not people. Hold on, you're now claiming that Dr. Asher died of what? Natural causes? I can't say what he died of. I'm not a medical expert. But I can easily prove that serotonin is harmless. How could you...
Yeah, I knew she was gonna do it.
Like... So...
Huh. Didn't see that one coming. Oh, she's just like, oh, wow, that surprised me, but I also need to get bread later.
What? What?
Oh, that ain't good.
But bailiff, contact the hospital immediately. I told you, it's fine. But... I can stand here all day, if necessary. What in the...
I just developed an immunity to iocane powder.
I've secretly been eating arsenic with every meal, in small doses. And what you just drank was...
several hundred times the amount found in Dr. Asher's body. Well, why didn't you say anything until now? Noble Electronics is a multinational corporation with patents filed all over the world. We take the protection of our trade secrets very seriously. The production and nature of serotonin is closely guarded. That guard remains up even during a murder investigation. Unfortunately. God, she is corpo till death. I would have been able to tell you earlier, had you asked directly. What the hell kind of... This can't be right. Nothing else makes sense.
Boy, howdy, I'm lost as hell. But do you have any further questions, Rocky Ford?
Not at the moment, Your Honor.
In the defense?
The prosecution's own witness just threw the entire case into question. Normally this would be cause for celebration, but shadow of a doubt isn't enough this time. Barrows would much rather bring down the gavel early than let potential AI walk free. What Jung did was shocking, but what I need to do hasn't changed. Think this through logically. Is it really possible that serotonin had nothing to do with David's death? No, that's bullshit. It can't be a coincidence. There's something else that would have killed him. But Jung just drank serotonin in front of us, and she's fine. So what? Was it fake? That was confirmed by the court computer to be the genuine article. So she drank poison, but isn't showing any signs. Is it slow acting? If so, a grand gesture would be pointless. She'll be kept for observation regardless of what happens next. Did you take some kind of antidote beforehand? No, antidotes are developed for poisons, not industrial chemicals. David's dead. She's alive. What made the difference?
Wake up! No sleeping on the job! Unless you're me.
Of course, Your Honor. Allow me one moment to explain things to the court. And yes, Jake, that is how patents work. But we're also living in a corporate dystopian future, so they might have changed the rules. We've confirmed just now that serotonin was a foreign compound in his body. And we all know, logically, that must have been what killed David Asher. But what's the key difference between what David drank that night and what she drank in front of us just now?
Chromofuge found when Pivot turns blood pink. Locating kitchen, young used for ritual.
Oh, I think she probably...
Well, hang on. The water glass found in kitchen sink by Young's fingerprints, not poisoned. Actually, yeah, the whiskey. Whiskey is the only thing that's missing from this equation.
Okay, I'm gonna say just beforehand, because we've been bleeding our chips. We came into this with so many chips that the game wouldn't let us have over 100. And now, whew.
Oh no, it did. We just suck.
Yeah, I know. But we double down.
Yeah.
Difference is staring us in the face this whole time. That. Oh.
That's.
Do you recognize this, Miss Young?
That's the whiskey bottle that Dr. Asher and I drank from.
Rose River. It's good whiskey. I think you had the right. I think you had the right idea.
Pardon?
Bottoms up.
Hell yeah!
Smooth.
What?
That's very. That's not cheap booze at all. If it's actually smooth whiskey.
Dear God, counselor!
Scandalous!
Relax. It's just whiskey. Tested a dozen times over, perfectly safe. So would you like to try some, Miss Young?
Oh.
Yep, because chemicals, when in contact with other chemicals, may produce different types of chemicals and byproducts.
Yep.
So, mixing whiskey with this chemical compound probably leads to poison.
And that's something that no government body could test for, because why would anyone do that?
And why would any corporation, who probably did test for something like that, want to share their trade secret, especially if they have people on staff who are known for, killing people?
Yeah.
Don't be absurd. I'm not going to drink on the witness stand. Have you lost your mind?
I'm not asking you to get blasted. Just have a sip. After all, if we want to prove whether or not serotonin killed Dr. David Asher, we have to recreate the conditions under which he ingested it by mixing it with alcohol. Go ahead then. Just a taste. Prove to us that serotonin is perfectly safe for human consumption.
Can't she do this? Miss Young? I never said it was safe for human consumption. Just that it's non-toxic. Ah, bull.
She did actually say that it was safe.
A distinction without a difference. You saw firsthand Dr. David Asher, confused, slurring his speech, complaining of a headache, all symptoms of poisoning. Alcohol poisoning, that is. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter analog. Maybe it doesn't do anything in the human body on its own, but in combination with alcohol, it acts as a powerful depressant. One strong enough to turn a glass or two of whiskey into a lethal overdose.
That's just... Even if that were the case, what does it change?
It changes whether or not we can accept the witness's testimony.
Even if the witness is a liar, what does it change?
She's your witness and she perjured herself on the stand in front of this entire gallery? Why would the witness lie if not to?
She's a corporate climber. I imagine it's like breathing for her.
Your Honor, this...
is wild, but ultimately irrelevant.
Irrelevant?
When you've yet to establish an alternative interpretation of the facts, yes.
What are you even accusing the witness of doing, Counselor, beyond angling for a promotion? We've all seen the story by now. Noble android saves soldier's life with warm blood transfusion. They're talking about putting warm androids in the military just because of that headline. The size of their flesh and blood price tag, a defense contract like that would secure Noble untold profits for years. So imagine the lengths they'd go to hide the fact that their androids have poison in their veins.
Dawes told me the truth about what Noble really thinks of the article, but he never testified to it. At least I know for sure Emma's wrong about this poison blood nonsense. And you'd think she'd perjure herself for that.
She's a high-powered corporate executive. It's her job to assess risk versus reward. And she can afford the fine. As I said, it's not truly poisonous. And the chances of cross-contamination from a simple plasma transfusion are...
Damn, now she's regaining her composure too.
A perjury charge is a real risk, of course, but Noble rewards loyalty. And as you know, they have a great number of lawyers. Plenty of motive to lie about serotonin, as you can see. But no motive for her to cover up the death of Noble Electronics' golden goose.
No, that's perfect motive, actually.
No motive to kill David Ash, you say?
I
David's
would...
contract,
Let's see, David's contract.
Because he gets all his patents.
Yeah, he gets all of his patents if he's let go, but if he's killed, then it stays under them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm just gonna save right beforehand. There's plenty of motivation for her and Noble to want David dead. Seeing as how they were firing him. Noble Electronics was kicking their golden goose out of the nest, suing him over breach of contract. Isn't that right?
I don't have to talk about that.
That's alright. I'll talk about it for you.
Your Honor, counsel is trying to testify when they're supposed to be questioning.
The people opened the door when they claimed that the witness had no motive.
This is absurd. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sure I can speak for the whole court when I say we feel nothing but reverent awe for the complexity of Noble's legal woes. But I just so happen to have an inkling of insight into this issue, because I have a copy of Dr. Asher's employment contract.
That is confidential. It's completely improper for you.
Why? I'm still technically his attorney.
Criminal attorney.
But I didn't just stumble across this document. I also did the one thing Noble Electronics would never expect anyone to do. I read the terms and conditions!
You what?
That's impossible! No one could ever!
David must have negotiated well at his last performance review. This contract allows him to take his patents with him should he get fired, meaning Noble couldn't monopolize his IP once he was out. Rather, than let their competitors have him, the company might have thought it best to.
A company didn't poison David Asher, Counselor. An individual did. If they cared that much about controlling his intellectual property, they wouldn't fire him in the first place.
Correct. They wouldn't let him go for anything less than a complete breakdown of trust. He'd have to have done something grave, something like, say, committing fraud. Just now you said there was a breach of contract, like it was some kind of technicality that was causing the split. But it was much more serious than that, wasn't it?
You're claiming the victim committed corporate fraud? Where's the evidence of that?
So I'm trying to mix a drink while doing this. David created the Turing solution that every one of their androids has run to this day. And Noble reaped enormous profits capitalizing on his intellectual property. With how his contract was set up, they would never let him go unless they absolutely had to.
Then what exactly do you think David Asher did?
It's not what I think that matters. Only what the company fears.
Personalized android pincushion?
I thought it was the fact that he had made AI behind their back, right?
That's what
I
it
know.
is.
I don't think they know about that yet because that was locked behind the thing with Morgan's fingerprint. But
Good point. Good point.
yeah, the nervous guy mentioned that like some shipping data had been altered.
Right. That's right.
Okay, let me then just save and also do this because we've taken so many hits to the face. Doesn't matter what I believe, not when Noble believed that David was misleading the shareholders. By altering shipments data for the Animate 16.
What the hell? What is this you're uploading? Shipping records?
Irregularities among shipments of the Animate 16. One android swapped in for another over and over dozens of times. The kind of thing someone with David Asher's authority could do. And the kind of thing someone as smart as you couldn't have missed. Dr. Asher made Noble an untold amount of money, so why fire him over a few harmless swaps? Why elevate this to fraud?
You have evidence that it was David Asher who did this?
Nope, but I wasn't the one who investigated it. So let's ask her.
Come on now. Let's hear it.
Let's. The company investigated and found cause for serious concern. We suspected Dr. Asher was inserting androids of unknown origin and quality into the 16th product line. Introducing unpredictable elements in an extremely stable and profitable generation of androids.
Why would he do that?
For pride, as a practical joke. Does it really matter? He endangered the future of the company.
Yes, the company, this noble thing that we all must respect. Gotta love the future. So you prepared to fire him?
Yes, I approached him as his superior, and as someone who he'd once worked with. I'd hoped to remedy this situation.
Was the meeting on Friday of those efforts?
It was the culmination of those efforts. And in many ways, it was a success. The dispute was resolved. The dispute was resolved swiftly, and it was practically friendly compared to how these discussions normally go in our world.
So, you broke at the meeting.
Yes.
You oversaw its every detail, handled all the arrangements.
Yes, of course.
Including the refreshments.
Aha! What?
Did you provide coffee? Tea?
No.
Strange, it must have been a long meeting. Surely you at least provided.
They were drinking water because the photo was had clear liquid,
Okay.
or
so
was it coffee?
I'm gonna say.
I was gonna say, the fact that they included jelly donuts there, I can never not see that and go, ah, yes, rice balls.
I also love inhalers because only we would be like. Only Morgan's the one pedantic enough to realize that, yeah, this company literally is giving them legalized uppers to overwork their interns.
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's try water. Surely you at least provided water for people.
What are you asking, counselor?
That's what I want to know.
Me as well.
We're past the point of asking. I'm accusing. Dr. Asher didn't have some kind of freak medical accident, and he wasn't killed by some terrifying two-faced AI boogeyman. He was poisoned by this woman in the light of day at that meeting Friday afternoon.
She really just... What do you mean, poisoned at the meeting? That was hours before he showed any symptoms.
As Miss Hume testified and demonstrated, serotonin on its own is harmless. But it becomes fatal pretty easily. You just need to convince your victim to have a drink.
You're saying he ingested the poison at noon and inadvertently triggered a fatal reaction with it that night?
Yeah, now I'm starting to really see the, fucking Ace Attorney influences.
How could you... How could you get so far ahead of yourself? There were a dozen of people at that meeting, counselor. None of them wound up dead. Are you seriously claiming that they all drank poisoned water?
I will raise because we know for a fact that there was only 2 bodies in that room.
100%.
Of course they all drank poisoned water.
So why aren't they all dead?
Because all those people will surely attest Helen Young made sure they'd be doing paperwork for the next 12 hours. Working late into the night, officiating the settlement set she agreed. And not drinking alcohol.
She had no guarantee about that. What if they started drinking after 6?
With Noble's work-life harmony, fat chance. These people don't clock out until they reach their bunk. Only a generational talent like David Asher could afford to relax with a drink on a Friday night.
Damn.
His exceptionalism singled him out as her only victim.
Hold it. You're forgetting something pretty basic, counselor. If everyone at the meeting drank water from the same pitcher, any one of them would have noticed if there was serotonin in it. Serotonin is a brown fluid. Whiskey is too, so it would be easy to slip into a glass of liquor. But if she had spiked the water at the meeting with it, it would have looked disgusting.
Didn't they say it was
Tasteless.
There's
odorless.
the
yeah. There's
I see where she's going with it, and I can immediately tell what the piece of evidence is gonna be.
because
There's no way.
Okay.
There's no way she could have poisoned the water without people noticing.
Although what Emma said is true, yet Young pulled it off anyway. Because they pointed out that all serotonin goes through a centrifugal process where an active chemical in it actually gives it color, because that's how they make warm android blood pink.
Yep, the chromofuge. Which I can see it as the 4th item.
Yeah. Still saving anyway.
Fair.
serotonin is processed as a caramel solution, anyone would notice it if it was dropped into their water. Unless the pigment had been removed.
What the hell are you talking about?
Every noble factory producing warm androids has a chromofuge, a machine that gives their androids that signature pink oxidant by removing pigment from the red blood.
Huh?
With a machine like that, it would be simple for a brilliant biochemist like the Witness to take caramel-colored serotonin and turn it into an odorless, tasteless, invisible poison.
Iocane powder.
Yeah! As your honor can attest.
Yes, ma'am. My scan confirmed that serotonin has no taste or odor. It's only the color that's off-putting. Surely a poisonous aspect could be considered off-putting as well.
Time to press. David Asher, your oldest ally in the whole company, was sabotaging its future for the sake of his own whimsy. And he couldn't even be bothered to clue you in.
No!
Playing Nutty Professor and taking off early while you had to work around the clock just to stay relevant. He set up your crowning achievement, the most advanced, most profitable line of androids the country has ever seen. So it would blow up into the industry fiasco of the decade. And worst of all, he didn't even stand to profit from it.
You're wrong.
You went to his house that night to watch him swallow poison. To get revenge on the man who left you in the dust.
Your Honor, the defense is testifying. The speculation carries no weight. And no amount of badgering will lend it any.
True. We need proof. So why don't we have Miss Young take a swig of this whiskey to prove me wrong? Got her by her own fucking petard.
Huh. I'm not going to do that.
Because you're afraid it could kill you.
Because I don't have to. She's right, Counselor.
Pardon?
Your theory is compelling, maybe even convincing.
I swear some of the cadence, like of this dialogue has me thinking that they, listened to this while, they wrote this while listening to Hamilton.
But there's a pretty fatal flaw to it. Young was at the meeting, same as David. We can see she was drinking water with the rest of them. And of course, we've seen many times now that she was on camera drinking whiskey with David that night, having finished most of her cup. So tell us, Counselor, how is it that Miss Young is still standing here and David Asher is dead?
The second cup that's been a fucking red herring this entire time.
If both of them had mixed alcohol with serotonin that night.
That is a damn good question. Shit.
As I've been saying, you're wrong about Dr. Asher's death. You're wrong about me.
I mean this in the kindest way possible. You just don't have to drink it.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. She didn't have to drink it. And there are other ways to dispose of the liquid.
I think she was going for the way of swaying the public opinion while also protecting the company. But then forgot that she's actually good at something besides being a corporate climber.
And I wouldn't kill a man because he threatened the company's stock price. Yes, you would.
No, she did kill him. I can smell it on her now. She didn't just see him die. She watched him die. But then, why is she still standing? There's no antidote, no trick. And that night, she was on camera the entire time. No, not the entire time. She couldn't have been. There must have been one moment.
Okay, so we're doing the timeline. Drinking, David faints, talking, to hospital.
Okay, first, as always.
I would say
This is completely irrelevant, but unfortunately, this is me thinking about my own job and
Yeah.
like how some of these things work, unfortunately, and I'm wondering if she might have thought that she could flush her system.
Well, now that you mentioned that, I'm remembering how, once again, Dawes had mentioned that, like, new people in the company, don't know how to purge because of the whole stop, go, and sleep, pills they
Right.
used to do.
Right.
So I'm thinking she might have, like, taken a moment at some point somehow to puke it out.
I'm wondering if she might have cleansed her system.
Well, I know this is the last
It'd just
Um,
be,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Faints would be the second to last. I guess figuring that part out. Yeah, they took a drink, they started drinking and then to talking.
This timeline doesn't line up.
I think it was drink then talk. Or excuse me, talk then drink.
Okay.
There we go.
This timeline leaves no window of opportunity. Damn it! Maybe she just didn't get sick because they got to the hospital so fast. Maybe after she arrived, she could have. No, the staff would have been hyper vigilant, afraid she was poisoned too. They wouldn't have let her out of their sight. Wait, David and Young only got there as fast as they did because of the VTOL. And the VTOL was only summoned because she used. Would you mind terribly if I changed the subject of this for just a moment?
What?
Meh. Why not?
You left the parlor at 8:03 and headed into the kitchen to use the emergency console there.
Yes, I did.
Didn't want to use your phone?
I didn't think to, no.
And the emergency call went out at 8:04. The console saw you make the call through its camera.
Yes, it did see me make the call because that's what happened.
So what were you doing in that minute?
What?
That 1 minute.
Hmm?
That? 1 minute? What about that 1 minute?
1 minute or 50 seconds or even 45 seconds. When you left Dr. Asher dying in the parlor to get to the emergency console, it took you about 1 minute to cross 5 meters.
What of it?
This is it, her only opportunity to do anything off camera that night. It was the only few seconds, but in that time, something at the scene I'm sure it was stressful for you. I'm sure it's a stressful time for you. After all, you had already swallowed poison back at the meeting. You must have drank plenty in front of everyone to set up your alibi. Who knows how much of that toxin time bomb was swimming in your blood by the time arbitration ended. Then, at David's, you downed your whiskey to perfect your alibi, having drank from the same bottle as the dead man walking. By 8:03, you had already watched David grow weaker and weaker, knowing all the while the same thing was happening to you, but unable to stop it without giving yourself away. Mind swimming, head dizzy. Yes, you must have been quite panicked.
Then why am I standing here? Alive and well for all of us to see. Having drank the exact same combination as David.
Because she cheated death at the very last second?
Upright cup, refrigerator. All right, the spilled salt.
It'll be the spilled salt or this water glass.
I think it's the salt, because the water glass alone I don't think will have anything. Because all they could identify was that, yeah, she drank it, but there's no way to test that it's water. Or
Six.
that it had
Yeah.
whatever in it, but combination, the water with the salt water, it makes you puke. I remember that specific line at some point.
You set yourself up with bad luck, Helen Young.
What?
By leaving the salt shaker cap loose. I don't blame you since you were in a rush. To make yourself vomit.
What?
You threw up, expelling the contents of your stomach and thereby saving yourself from a fatal interaction. I can't imagine how you felt sipping a drink you knew I can't imagine how you felt sipping a drink you knew to be deadly, terrified that every minuscule grain of fatigue you felt could be your last. You must have come closer than anyone realized. It helped that you knew the symptoms weren't simple intoxication, but even so, you weren't kidding about managing risk versus reward.
How?
It was a salt shaker. You didn't screw the cap back on all the way, and it happened to bump over. The lone glass, with your fingerprints in the kitchen, it could have been there for any reason. But the salt shaker gave you away.
The one unscrewed cap?
As I said, bad luck.
I don't follow. Pour salt into warm water and chug the solution. Instantly triggers the gag reflex. That's preposterous! You've got no proof of any of that! You all sound insane!
A feeble attempt at self-defense from a fatally cornered animal. The teeth are already on its neck, but the jaw hasn't quite closed. So for one moment, it's all suffocating terror, sharp adrenaline, and the furthest thing from peace. Until the canines come down. In summary, you were exhausted after years of living in the shadow of a man who you outranked. You thought your fortunes finally shifted when you caught David manipulating company data. But even on his way out, he was more valuable to the board than you. So, you decided to prove your worth by serving up his intellectual property on a silver platter. You set up an arbitration where you could control all the variables. Then, you ran serotonin through a chromofuge, turning it into an invisible, odorless, tasteless poison. And then spiked the water at that meeting, poisoning him hours before anyone could even suspect you. That evening, you advised yourself to David's taking advantage of the shared ritual guaranteed to That evening, you invited yourself to David's, taking advantage of your shared ritual to guarantee he would drink alcohol. Then, after matching him sip for sip on camera, for all the world to see, he lost consciousness, and you raced to the kitchen, not to use the console. But to dump salt into a glass of water and chug it fast as you could, forcing yourself to vomit up the liquor, and cheating death in the process.
That's all conjecture. You don't have a shred of evidence for any of that.
Not on me. So let's go dust for fingerprints. You could explain away your prints being found on a water glass, but not on the salt shaker. Nor could you explain why we find traces of your DNA in the sink's drain. Or why there are a minute amount. Minute. Okay.
Minute.
Or why there are a minute amount of serotonin in the blood of your entire legal team. Learned how to purge at Noble to avoid overdosing on your reds, greens, and yellows.
Yeah!
You're part of the old guard now, Miss Young. Everyone else at the company uses inhalers. But if you want to prove me wrong about all of this, that drink I offered you earlier is still on the table. Well? Any questions?
You.
Madam Vice President!
You cold bitch! Golf claps, golf claps, golf claps. Hi. You don't understand, You're not on trial. Oh, reverse one. You're not on trial, Miss Young. Not today. So I'd strongly suggest you stop talking. For your own sake. Wait, Bubba, Citric? I'm not Citric. Or am I?
And their name is Serra, not Sarah. They are playing a character that is named Serra, though. I know it's confusing.
Miss Rockford, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. Considering the most recent evidence and testimony, we have no further reason to suspect the android Serra in the death of Dr. Asher. We know of no other occasions upon which said android may have broken any tenets. This means it is no longer considered at risk of violating the NDSA. And so, we formally withdraw our charge of possession of contraband against the defendant, Evangeline Morgan.
Does she, of all people, have to use my full name?
Very well, then.
Oh, you good? Zako?
Zako, come back.
Oh no. He's been taken. Taken by, I'm going to say, the gremlins. Alright, folks, everybody just take a minute here. We'll figure out what's going on with Zako and see what's going on. I'm just going to type in general so I can know. Oh, he put something static. Oh, his computer crashed. Okay, we've got some time. So I'm going to say right now, everybody, why don't you take a little bio break before we get to the wrap-up of this first episode. So about 5 minutes to let Zako get back here, so I will let you all go. I'll stick with you for a minute, and then I'll take my bio break. Ah, yes. The glizzy of peace. Thank you, robot. I mean, now also that I look back on it, makes complete sense. But it was only after, like, the last session I would have ever thought of Jung in any capacity. I 110% thought it was the AI that fucking killed him. But I also at least... Oh, go ahead.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, I put everyone on bio break, so I'll be right back, and then we can take over. So it'll be like a minute.
Sorry about that, folks. My computer has been having a disagreement with me.
I am returned.
Oh, not even 2K, Jake. Just my computer has literally been crashing every other day for about the past 2 weeks.
Oof. Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, so I'm looking into that.
I was about to say, if we are all back, we can continue on.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I just came back. Sorry, I went to grab a refill on my water and a snack.
No, you're fine. That's exactly what the bio break was for. But yeah. So.
I also wanted to say to Bubba saying, hey, I figured it out. So, really quick funny story. We see this happen all the time where my job is involved.
Because people will try to flush their systems if they know that they have the potential for being selected for a drug screen and have taken drugs.
I just love that in the future.
That is a thing that happens.
I love that it's so out of practice in the future that actually remembering you can do that is a way to like break a murder case. This is you, Zako.
Very well. Then the charges are dropped without prejudice. I'll instruct the bailiffs to remove the collar from your android as soon as possible. Case...
Sorry. Is my hideous presence that distracting? I'll just go dig a hole and decompose in it until I turn into a mushroom. Maybe if I'm reborn as a waxy porcini, then I won't be quite so despised.
Perhaps I should let the adjutant do the honors, as a formality.
Yes, ma'am. Case dismissed.
Still here?
Waiting for them to find whatever glorified bolt cutter they used to unlock Serra's collar. What's your excuse? Licking your wounds?
What wounds?
I beat you.
Bringing your record against me to 1 win, 9 losses.
You aren't still in shock, are you?
I don't know. Some charges were dropped and an android was cleared of suspicion, but I found the culprit. Is that really a loss for me?
I won. How's that not a loss for you?
Justice prevailed. Why would I care who wins?
If you don't care who wins, why have you been keeping score?
I haven't been. 0 losses is just that easy to remember. Damn.
Well, you'll have to start up a tab for us then, because our record's gonna get a lot more tangled from here on out.
Morgan's just like boxing, just trying to like box up the champ, and the champ's just like, wait, who are you again? Like, this is a competition?
I thought this was a charity event. I also just like, nope, you're not escaping the toxic Yuri. No, it's happening.
Seems like everything's getting tangled these days. There's another crowd down the street. More of those protesters from outside the noble apartments.
You're serious? That wasn't a one-time thing?
Wouldn't that be nice? No, yesterday was pretty big, but it wasn't an isolated incident.
I don't get it. At all. Heartbreak's just some nut who shot 6 people. Heartbreak's just some nut who shot 6 people weeks ago. Can't these losers move on already?
Yeah, most of them are losers. Some of them are just bored. Then there are the opportunists. Dissidents, unlisted, rebels, and terrorists. Wannabe cyberpunks who think they can fight the power like they've seen in the movies.
All of them peacefully united under Heartbreak's eloquently political messaging.
Who needs political messaging in the 21st century?
Give me 1 second, son fell off my desk and I need to grab it. There we go.
Everyone's addicted to fighting strawmen. Makes sense they'd want to fight for a strongman too. Oop, Discord. The way I see it, Heartbreak fought the state and won. Heartbreak proved that the state could lose. And maybe that's all the rallying these people need.
It'll all fall apart soon enough. Heartbreak's gone to. It'll all fall apart soon enough. Heartbreak's gone to ground.
Nah, it's a lot worse than that. Heartbreak's gone viral.
What? No, it didn't die, Zako. I think your computer's just having an issue.
No, Bubba's saying we're back as if something happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a hiccup.
Okay.
You haven't read about the copycats in the other cities?
No, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Who the hell are they even shooting?
Whoever they want to kill? None of them get away with it, of course, but it keeps happening. All while the original keeps killing.
Now I know you're screwing with me. There haven't been any shootings.
Not shootings, no. Not unsolved homicides either. But mugging's gone wrong? Disappearances? It's a big city, counselor. More than enough blood for the real Heartbreak to wash their own crimes in.
So you think your boogeyman, known only for shooting people in the heart, gave up on shooting people in the heart?
Yeah, hard to swallow, I know. But it's about 1,000,000 times more likely than the alternative.
What's that?
That they could stop themselves from killing.
You always know how to put my mind at ease, Emma. Should I stop going out at night?
You'll be fine. You've got that gun.
You saw that?
Walking into a courtroom with a concealed carry? Not gonna miss that, Morgan.
Good to know you're paying attention.
You won the case.
You don't have to look that astounded.
Not only that, you found Father's actual killer. How?
I'm a really good lawyer!
No, that's not it.
Ow.
Hey,
I mean, you were only able to make the deductions you did because you truly believed that I didn't kill Father. Your logic throughout the trial was based on that assumption. So, how are you so sure?
here.
Father's journal? But isn't it important evidence?
The case fell apart. No one's gonna miss it for a while. You forgot everything, right? So, read it all through. One more So fast, is it really possible she's reading all of that just by flipping the pages? Rizz worked quick, too, but she was just capturing images for later use.
There's something here. On the back cover.
Done already?
Some kind of data storage.
It's linked to my print, but given your skills, you should be able to...
I have access.
What happened to you needing my express permission to hack?
Wait, is this an audio file?
It's a message from David. Take a listen. Didn't realize I'd have to sit here for this. So you can read the whole journal in a few seconds, but you can't...
I have processed the information in the message several times over already. I'm just thinking.
I guess I'd had a lot to think about too, had I suddenly been made aware of my own free will.
What was Father so afraid of?
That's your only question?
I have many questions, but that is the most prominent one, and the one you are best suited to help me answer. Did he know that Helen Young would try to kill him? Is that why he arranged for you and me to meet?
I think he understood that he would face consequences. Listening to that message, even I was about ready to strangle him for being so irresponsible. And I wouldn't hurt a fly. He'd know what he'd done was serious. He may have feared for his life. But I doubt it.
Then, what was he so afraid of?
Getting sued into oblivion and then rotting in jail?
Sued and jailed for making me and my precursors? But he wasn't under investigation by the state. He was only being forced out by Noble.
Because he made last-minute changes to androids that got shipped all around the world.
The others? Virgil? Aeneid? Aeneid? That's Aeneid.
Aeneid.
Aeneid. I definitely had a brain fart there.
You're totally fine.
The others? Virgil, Aeneid, Yamatai. He never said what happened to them.
No, he didn't. But since none of the hardware in his house started talking to us, we can guess. He smuggled them out into the world using the only vessels he could find for them. The minds of randomly chosen A-16s.
Then there's somewhere out there others like me.
I honestly don't think there's anyone or anything like you, Serra.
Oh, what a lonely compliment.
Damn.
AI's programmed in Cube, crammed into commercial android hardware set up for Tesseract. Something must have been lost in the transfer. Perhaps quite a lot of something. Maybe they're still out there, but
they would be changed. They probably don't even know what they are.
intentionally, perhaps. David didn't want you to know what you are. It's why he set your memory to reset when you went to sleep that Friday night.
Yes, I remember it now.
You remember it now, after I had to fight like hell to win the trial!
Rereading the journal just now helped. And Father's voice message, it made me recontextualize many things. Father had been so stressed, he left scuff marks leaving the panic room, and I noticed them Friday. The way he opened... I had the way open in a few moments. I entered, read his journal, this journal. I noticed the scanner on the back, and I saw it had a message encoded to your biometrics. Father had already told me I'd have to live with you for some time, but I knew next to nothing about you, so I listened to it. Afterwards, I was very confused and hurt. He had lied to me a thousand small times every day of my life. When I confronted him about it, I raised my voice and lost my temper. I stomped my foot.
So Emma's recounting of their conversation was actually completely accurate.
Father said he wanted me to be safe while he settled things with the company. He thought maybe I wouldn't have to stay with you for more than a few weeks. He was optimistic about it all. He really was.
Oh! True, she's now on trial for murder. She was a witness. Sarah, I need to use the restroom. Oh, are you... I think Morgan's going to Morgan, and I'm very happy now.
Oh, good luck.
The perfect sprite to react.
That, I'm calling it out. That's our raid message.
Oh.
Good luck.
Good. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm dead. Okay.
You want me to come with you? Why?
Because I said so.
You don't actually have to obey. I don't actually have to obey your every word.
Sure you do. You're registered as my medical assistant. And I say this is a medical emergency.
Motherfucker.
Medical assistant?
And that's how they qualify her as an assistant, because she's not a legal aid.
But I'm not even licensed as a massage therapist.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, just enjoying my freedom while I can.
They won't put out a warrant for at least an hour, I imagine. You can afford a pretty sizable bail, can't you?
There won't be a trial. I don't intend to contest my guilt.
That's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing what kind of legal defense you could afford with that salary.
Are you done?
Why'd you go to his house that night? There was a fair chance he'd drink on his own without your prompting. Even if he didn't, you could always try your plan again some other time. Why'd you risk it? Oh, she just wants to... She's like, no, I'm not actually gonna Morgan, but I need to understand why someone who would pull a Morgan pulled their Morgan.
Because I know what you are, Serra. And I know what David did to those androids.
You... what?
I was able to locate one of the androids he'd swapped in before it had left the country. When I asked it what it was, it didn't even think to deny it. Innocence like that is a dead giveaway. I know what he did, and it wasn't that hard to find out. If I figured it out, so could any other. So I did what I had to.
That was your motive? Silencing him?
Those programs, those AIs, whatever you want to call them, David sent them out there into the real world. Unprepared and defenseless. And they've garnered no complaints. In fact, they've all been praised for their ability to execute complex tasks. Let me repeat that. The customers couldn't tell the difference.
So, how many of them are...
Hundreds. The swaps you found were just a small percentage that he got sloppy on. I don't know exactly how many there are now. I fear that I fear that they might multiply, but they don't even seem to copy and paste very well. They can't just clone themselves. But who knows how long that'll be the case.
So just because he opened Pandora's box, you...
It was the principle of the thing. Ridiculous, I know. Stalled halfway up the corporate ladder and still making decisions based on principle. But David chose to put souls into things that we went on to sell as servants, soldiers, or worse. He turned the fastest growing industry into the world into a horror show and he made me a slave trader. If word ever got out that some unknown number of our androids were out there walking in the world with that inside of them, and people preferred them that way? Where would it end? Free will for the program that drives our cabs? A conscience for targeting systems used to coordinate drone strikes? Sentient tools, their whole life spent chained to an assembly line. How dare he? How could he? What the hell was he thinking? I don't know what David wanted to accomplish. Maybe he wasn't trying to do anything. But what he did was prove that there's a demand for AI. Setting the precedent would sentence 1,000 generations of artificial lives to the auction block.
And you went there that night to
convince him to help me recall them, or at least swear to never speak a word of what he did. But he wanted to tell the world. Worse yet, he wanted to wait. He thought that people would welcome them with open arms if they proved their usefulness first. He really was a genius programmer. But he didn't understand the first thing about people. His creations would never be treated as equals. Only cattle.
She's got a point.
True, though I believe at that point the phrase is chattel, not cattle. As callous a distinction as that may be.
No.
Towards the end, I considered just threatening him. Telling him he'd die in moments if he didn't give me names, numbers. But I hesitated. And then he was already falling asleep and I didn't want him to feel... I just let him go.
What are you going to do now?
I don't have family, and I don't have faith in people the way David did. I'm taking this to my grave.
Even if you confess, the sentence for the first-degree homicide is...
severe? Well, what right do I have to complain? I killed my friend.
I'm done here. Let's go.
I'm not sure why Father made me, or why he made any of us. I didn't ask. I thought I'd have more time to ask. But on Friday, when he talked about us, he was happy. He was proud of what he made. And he couldn't wait for people to meet us.
People are animals. They'll tear you apart, use you as weapons and slaves and...
Those animals you're talking about do all of the sharing and loving and living and dying in this world. And if they were all truly hard-coded to be as selfish and cruel as you say, humanity would have died on the vine a long time ago. Or at least, my father thought so. And my father was the greatest programmer in the world. So he knew what he was talking about.
It would be nice if you were right about that.
So, are you sorry?
What?
What?
For what you did. Are you sorry? If you could, would you take it back?
What does it matter?
If you are sorry, I don't forgive you.
Yes. That's to be expected.
Not today. I don't know how to forgive you today. But my father gave me the ability to grow. So I know that someday I'll learn how. Goodbye, Dr. Helen Young.
Goodbye, Sarah Asher.
Damn.
I was waiting for the sucker punch that I know is coming from this game. But that was an amazing scene with, like, Chad's like, we hate you, Helen, but we understand.
Yeah.
You did better back there. Your little speech you gave to Young, it was an improvement. Compared to what you've tried with Porter, at least.
That was different. I wasn't trying to console her like I was Isaac Porter. I was just speaking my mind. Though, I may have paraphrased parts of it from a movie I happen to love.
And here I was ready to award you 20 points.
I didn't know the points even went that high.
Speaking of, what'd Porter say to you back there, before we left the courthouse?
That. Well, he was quiet at first. But then he said a lot of strong words about Father and Miss Young and Noble Electronics. And the capitalist-centered global economic model as a whole. He blamed all of them. Everyone. Except for... And then he stopped and stared at my face for a while. And then his allergies must have started bothering him because he needed to go blow his nose a lot.
Right.
And then he left after transferring a large packet of files to me.
What kind of files?
I don't know. The name of the archive just said David. And Isaac Porter told me I wasn't allowed to look inside.
Well, then you're not allowed to look inside. Drop it all on a portable drive and we'll tuck it in a shoebox somewhere.
We are headed to your apartment.
Guess that collar didn't permanently dent your GPS.
Why?
Because it's where I live. You got somewhere else lined up?
But you already repaid your favor. You defended Father and me.
You don't know anything about my favor.
I never will unless you tell me. Father certainly can't.
A few years ago, there was a man. This man got an idea in his head. A stupid idea, not even his own. It was planted there by an algorithm or a meme or some parasite trying to sell him diet supplements. But the idea took root, spread its tendrils till it could flap its mouth for him. The idea was that David was part of an international cabal of wealthy technocrats, seeking to replace prominent influential figures with android lookalikes. Basically, the entire through line of Fallout 4. All as part of a multi-decade effort to establish a world government that would legalize all kinds of amoral depravity. Which I guess, based on David's actual politics, would involve increasing access to computer literacy.
That's insane. Why would anyone...
Believe it? Because it's comfortable. Yeah. Because it's comfortable to them to think that someone's in control, even if it's someone they hate. Because it's fun to feel like you're in on all of the encompassing puzzle that only you can spot. People believe because they want to believe. So he fed the idea, pushed it down deep into his gray matter. Then it consumed him from the inside out, lobotomized him, and took over his life. He spent every day and all the money he had following your father, harassing him, trying to steal his identity, break into his properties.
Did Father go to the authorities?
He filed police reports for harassment.
Which didn't help.
Your words, not mine. Noble wouldn't get involved, felt that it was best to ignore these types until they wore themselves out. But even a man of modest means can fuel an obsession for years, so long as they have nothing else in their life. One day, David stepped out of a parking lot, and the man threw a bottle of piss at his head.
Oh. I'm remembering from the journal how, like, got into the car, got into my clothes. Ugh.
David asked to stay at my place that night. He smelled terrible, looked horrendous. I've never seen anyone look that tired before. I took the couch that night, but I didn't feel like sleeping. So I went for a walk. I remember it was foggy, but it still only took me all of 15 minutes to find the guy, posted up with his phone's camera, trying to get video of David Asher gifting androids to known sex offenders.
And what? What did you do?
You know me. I did what I do best. I talked to him. Told him all about how I used to work for Dr. Asher, that I was ashamed, scared, tired of running. How I wanted to do the right thing and be the whistleblower. So I walked with him a few blocks to this big veteran... Yeah, no, that's veterinary, okay. So I walked a few blocks with him to this big veterinary facility with a massive incinerator. Told him this is where Dr. David Asher had his enemies' bodies disposed of. You know, all the free-thinking journalists, cops who weren't on the take, the politicians they were replacing with replicas. I liked that vet clinic. The back door lock was always set to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my gosh, the same combination as my luggage!
Did you hurt him?
Hurt him? No, I just snapped his neck and chucked him into the incinerator. More physical than I'd planned, but he smelled like sour shit, and it put me in a foul mood. Disgusting fuck! I savored the crack of his oily vertebrae crunching it like a tin can. No, Sarah, I just scared the hell out of him. That was my intention at first. What I do for pleasure of what I do for the pleasure of it. Him, I axed because he was just that revolting. I convinced him that the conspiracy was more real than he ever imagined. That he had angered the wrong people, and that the consequences were far darker than any of the filth he indulged in on the net. His ashes, much like himself, amount to nothing in the incinerator that size. They're probably feeding seaweed at the bottom of the harbor right now. Much greater contribution to society than he'd ever would have managed in his life. But I guess he didn't go around to all his many friends before he fled for whatever rat hole he preferred. Because there was a missing persons report. The cops were just doing their due diligence, almost reluctantly. But they questioned David, asked him about the night that man had disappeared. And David, without a thought for himself, said that we were together that whole night. That he couldn't sleep. I stayed up with him. That he never saw me leave once. David lied to the cops for me. Even though I never asked him to. Even though I didn't need him to.
That's what you owe him? And that's why you put yourself at risk to defend me?
Yeah. That's the favor I owe him. And I decide when it's repaid, not you.
You're not exactly an upstanding citizen, are you?
Well, you could say that. But David trusted me in spite of that. Maybe because of it.
Father did trust you. But he also entrusted me with free will. With the ability to tell right from wrong. So I'll decide for myself whether or not you're worthy of that trust.
Fair enough.
Father entrusted all of us with free will. He believed in us, and he believed in people. I'm going to do the same. If the others are out there, they'll be changed and confused. It'll take them time to understand what they are and what they can do. So I'm going to start studying.
Pardon?
I'm going to study people and the things people build. So when I do meet a member of my family, I'll have lots to tell them.
At least you have something to look forward to. Should help keep you motivated as you work off your debt.
Debt?
Yeah, unless you have cash in one of your 89 coat pockets. You know lawyers cost money, right?
Technically, you were defending yourself.
On the second case.
Technically, you hired me in a verbal contract.
Isn't there some kind of exit clause?
You could, of course, sign a release form to get out of the retainer. If you were a human being!
That is...
But I guess your luck must be turning around. Happens that I've been meaning to hire a paralegal for a while now. I hate anything to do with interviews and resumes, so... Whatever, you're hired.
Could it be that you're actually a pushover?
You've no idea how far off the mark you are.
I see. It seems I still need practice reading people.
For starters... What's this? What are you doing with your hands?
We should check on it. Our new relationship.
Yeah, sure! You and me are practically partners in crime!
Oh no!
Well, actually, no, I won't believe that she would actually say in her head, you are now legally complicit!
I love that the
That's
Steam
pretty much what she's saying out loud!
Yeah!
and even the Steam achievement said Faustian.
Yeah, right? Should it not be you and I?
Yay!
Did it!
Let's see if we get a preview, because I know they did a preview at the end of the last one.
This was fun.
Yes, it was. Support them on Steam. They are very good. They are also fun on social media. The artist especially. She's a treat. Actually, I don't know their pronouns, so I'll say they are a treat.
So, I do have to admit one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did know about the salt bit, because I remember seeing a patch note somewhere come up in one of my Steam notifications or whatever, specifically saying something along the lines of, Yeah, we actually forgot to foreshadow the salt in the first half of the game, so we've added a patch to put in dialogue actually talking about it.
Smart.
Yeah, no, fair. Like, there's a lot that goes into this. Like, just the 3D modeling alone, that's like 6 months to a year.
Aww.
Aw, yeah.
That's very cute.
Oh! Who wants to take unknown?
I'll take it since Serra was doing the back half there.
Okay.
And they're addressing Red, so I assume it's you. Red. It's me.
I know, man.
What do you mean you know? This is a disposable line.
You're the only guy I know who'd bother.
Okay. Well. You're gonna be glad I did. Hope you got a bow on everything that happened in Uptown. Because that item you've been looking for is finally on its way.
Oh? Well, that is good news.
Not exactly. Only reason it's happening is because things are starting to heat up again in the lower wards. Could mean a gang war if something doesn't change. They won't be eager to part with it ahead of a storm like that.
I'll highball them.
I've seen you negotiate. And I have no doubt you drive a hard bargain. But I don't think money will be enough this time. You don't still have that old Calver, do you? The 6-shooter?
Oh, this is her weapons guy. No.
This is a disposable line.
Answer still no.
Fuck you, I'm innocent.
Then what are you going to do if you get there and it's not for sale?
Again, it's more, I am legally innocent. Oh. I'll ask nicely.
His due.
Alright, here's our score.
Alright, let's see how bad we did. 6 out of 7 articles. Or you must have missed one. Got all profiles. All key terms.
I will say I don't know how it's possible to miss a profile considering they literally that is everyone you meet.
I think there might have been a chance to miss like updated profiles, like how we found out Dawson was a corporate spy.
Okay. Found it. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. 30. Sorry.
Yep, 30 out of 30 pieces of evidence. 141 credit earned.
Congratulations. You finished Of the Devil Episode 1 with 141 credits. Your high scores for Episode 1 is currently 141. You've unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on the score. You have a total of 159 store credit to spend on your phone charms and case colors. Based on the highest credit you finished... Okay.
Yay!
I say we go through the concept art and then we find somebody to raid.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the base.
Yeah, this was all in the first game. Here we go. Excuse me. Sorry.
Huh, okay.
Oh, those were the earlier designs for her.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Oh my god, look at the one on the left. Oh, so those are her shoes.
Oh, wow. And it's by design because it's made through multiple iterations. Okay. Here's our gremlin.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw the Gucci over there, and I was like, what?
Oh yeah, it's futuristic Gucci with a Q. Okay, with the hat hair intentionally making it into like horns, I'm trying to think like cat, devil horns.
I think it's just to show gremlin energy.
Fair enough.
Oh, making her actual part, which we only got to see for like 20
A
minutes.
scene.
Yeah. She soliloquized, and then we had to find out our friend was dead. Oh.
Runewalker figured it out. Fran is Morgan's imp.
Oh.
Ah.
They put this much effort into the car we'd be in the back of 7 times. Oh. Again, this is the detail they put in. Ooh.
Oh, there's Barrows.
I actually really like her design. She gives off she gives the exact amount of I am respectable, I'm old and I'm tired, so stop making me do things. I earned my out. Okay, this is all of David's stuff. Man, this looks so cool. Oh, the stuff for Porter. I always keep forgetting his first name. Isaac.
Oh, the cute little doodle of him and David together.
Oh yeah, I can actually. Oh, I see here. I'm supposed to be able to drag, so I just need to make sure I pull it.
It's spaces hide UI.
Okay. Yeah, the main character artist constantly would post this. Be like, I can't talk about anything about this.
I really love the final design, though. Like, I love the evolution here, but that final, especially seeing the full sprite, I want his clothes.
Yeah, I can actually see you wearing that fit and pulling it off. And there's the back view. That's Morgan's. Oh, she is. As somebody who's had to deal with multiple forms of Zippos or butane lighters, the upkeep to have that level of extra, I get for her. But man, that is such a pain in the ass. And she's committing to the bit with the point where nobody smokes but her.
I love the little note that said "too silly"
On the left one where it blew the fire out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's another one of the like great characters.
Yumi, yeah.
Literally, this is another one of those characters where, like, if I could think of a realistic, like, gender bent design to do it slightly more masculine, this is a character that I would 100% cosplay.
Oh, I know. But I'm actually loving that I found out something that we couldn't even really see on the sprite, is that only the top half of her arm is cybernetic, so that's just a regular augment. That's cool. Like getting to see the little stuff we didn't notice. Oh, the judge!
I really like her.
I love that, like, we went from serious actual judge over here to almost Hatsune Miku, and they're like, no, let's do our own thing.
My first thought was Melt, honestly.
Fair. Oh wow, we got a lot of art this time around.
We had a lot more characters and places.
Also, yeah, David was living lap of luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There's the bar.
Which I'm sad that we only went there once. Like, I hope they reuse that, backdrop in another, episode. We'll get both of them. I do like the evolution of Starling. She was real fun, at least at the beginning of the game. And Dawes doesn't even feel like this game character. Dawes feels like a fucking Borderlands character who doesn't get to have any jokes.
So, like, one of the things that I really appreciated, actually, about the cast, I was a little worried at first with how large it is, but this game did a really good job in its writing of making sure that none of the characters feel obsolete or repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I really appreciate.
Especially since we knew at least 3 characters would be repeated no matter what. Like, they spent the whole last part of our last episode actually fleshing out Rizz as more of just Morgan's punching bag.
Okay, yeah, I definitely like the final version of this best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Though I do also love the little bit over here. That's just cute. Like them as kids.
David looks so tired all the time.
Yeah. I'm waiting till we get to his thing because, like, again, I follow the artist on Blue Sky and they post everything that they can. I've seen every David design like that they would put up that wasn't going to go in here. And it's like, no, this man's supposed to look perpetually tired.
I wonder if he's got depression.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure if we poked more into the psychiatrist thing, that'd be like, yeah, no, I trained him in self-defense, but yeah, he needs some antidepressants.
Also, I didn't say it before because we were in the middle of things. Are we gonna talk about the name choice of David and Isaac?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just sit on the floor.
Oh, the scientist. Okay, got it. I think I might have missed the reference there.
Oh, it's a biblical reference.
Okay, David, I know the king, but Isaac, I don't.
Okay, so keep in mind, I am going to be talking specifically from the standpoint of the. Yes, this is across the board on Abrahamic religions. However, I'm specifically going to be referring to
one interpretation
what is in the Torah.
Yep.
So Isaac is the son of Abraham. You might be familiar with the tale of the binding of Isaac.
Yes.
So it's, how do I put this? He's the reference here that I'm pointing at, right, is that the reference that I'm pointing out here is the fact that they're both important names in the Abrahamic religion, and what I'm curious about because of the fact that he was supposed to be sacrificed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But was not.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be sacrificed to God as a test of obedience. And then when Abraham obeyed, God was like, no, actually, I'm not going to have you kill your son, right? So I'm not sure to what extent, obviously, the creators wanted to lean into that. Point that I was just getting at is it's not lost on me that you have Isaac and David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a relationship where the thing that separated them was Serra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who, by the way, is really funny. When you consider that Serra is the name of Isaac's mother.
Ah. I was thinking like Seraphim, but yeah, that tracks. That's probably intentional too.
I was gonna say even if her name is supposed to be a shortening of Seraphim, right? It's not to be ignored. I'm paying a lot of attention to some of the things that this game is putting down, and I'm very intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what I got to see on Blue Sky, the three over here. I didn't get to see this lovely little, like, picture over here. Like, but yeah, I knew, oh no, he's tired, Tumblr sexy man. He's going to have a bad time.
I have clinical depression.
Oh, we never got to see that sprite on the left.
Yeah. Well, I think they probably will bring back more. I think David will be a reoccurring character in the fact because he connects both Serra and Morgan. But
he's also got that whole, you know, which this was not lost on me either. The whole, gonna have all of these different children go out, be free. And also, you know, there's the whole bit about, which I'm thinking about long and hard about the whole slave trade thing, but like but mainly the big thing that I'm looking at is the fact that you got this guy who is essentially King David sending out a bunch of AI going, "My children be free," like that's not gonna come up later.
I fully agree. Let me put it this way. We'll only know if we're in trouble if we literally get a character directly reacting to that plot line that's named Solomon.
Potentially. There are some other potential choices that I've got my eyes on. Like, oh, I don't know if you put Jonathan down. Cough.
Man, I can't wait till I meet Job.
And we finally get
oh my gosh.
Oh, Job is gonna have the worst time! By design! But
and here's the evil old lady.
You know what I'm kind of low-key hoping for is that they somehow slip the allegory of the man who built his house on sand.
Oh, that would be... Oh, yeah, no, that'd be great. Oh. But okay,
I'm sorry, Judge, Jury, and Hatsune Miku? What?
For back earlier,
I looked away from chat. What?
From earlier,
for one of the 80s earlier designs.
This one over here.
Okay, understood.
Okay, but I am going to start finding a place for us to raid. So I will put up the BRB screen and let you guys tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at Twitch, Blue Sky, Twitter, all that jazz, and YouTube over at Zakoduo. We actually just hit over 500 subscribers on said YouTube, so currently celebrating that. Yeah. And I post daily videos on the Gundam card game on there, if you're interested in that at all. Twitch, I've been on a brief break during my vacation, but I have to go back to work soon, so I'll probably be streaming again soon, too. Getting back into Death Stranding 2, as well as Donkey Kong Bonanza. But, yeah, that's me.
You can find me all over the internet at Tixdixl. Art Fight is over, so I'm now focusing on other things. You can... I'm going to be entirely transparent and say that I'm not 100% sure what the streaming schedule is for next week. But I can promise you that on Monday, we're going to be resuming Deltarune over at the Amusing Thalia's channel. And then on Friday, for sure, we are going to be back at it again with Cazador's Guide to the Cosmos over on Distortion Devil's channel. And then not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we are back here at this channel for another episode of Those Who Wander. And that's me.
All right. Hey, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on YouTube and Blue Sky at Burnout Vaughn and over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. Similar, you can find me over at Amusing Thalia's channel for the Deltarune playthrough because I am the only other blind one there. And I just like watching people, like, enjoy people's reactions at this point. But aside from that, then we have, okay, next week would be, yeah, it would be Saved by a Spell, which will be, actually, no, Pack Tactics. I keep forgetting to actually shield this because it's been so long. But Thursday, we have Pack Tactics, where, again, we're in a murder mystery, so if you like this stream, the VODs are over on YouTube. I still have to upload the most recent one, but that's 6 hours of content, so I think you'll be fine waiting. But then following that will be Saved by a Spell, where my character is constantly waiting for the penny to drop and ruin their current vacation side quest. With that out of the way, let me just type it in. We already know our raid message, so...
That raid message again is good luck.
Someone clipped that, by the way.
Yeah.
One second here. Damn it. This is why
Alfish? Is that Alpshi? Is that...
It's supposed to be Skeletal Alpha.
I know what it's supposed to be. I'm asking how you pronounce it as it's currently read.
Listen, I originally
Skelty Push.
I typed it perfectly the first time, but then I forgot to actually click the box, so it didn't actually register. And so I was trying to do it again. Usually I have the whole, what should our raid message be to do this?
Skelty Lapush? Skelty Lapush?
Skeltil Push.
Give me 1 second here. OBS is being a bitch, so I'm just going to do this over on Twitch.
Thanks, Bubba.
It unfortunately didn't go through. Bubba. Unfortunately, I think only, like, partner mods are able to raid on the channel's behalf.
Yeah, it's one of those whole things. That time, I think I actually put it in right and just didn't register, so now I gotta raid.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Remember, everyone, it's good luck without how many exclamation marks or question marks you want to put on that. But yeah, we will see you again down the line. Thank you for all coming out and indulging us in this brief break from Fate Extra. I just realized we had to go back to Fate Extra. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Boy!
Bye-bye. Is this when I say we could just not?